Mr. G's World, Mr. G's World. It's time to learn, it's time to have fun. Excellent. Woo, woo, woo. Hi there, everyone. Mr. Greenhalf here. So today I kind of wanted to talk to students about sort of about fear and the media, and sort of just kind of just a little bit of a check-in how we're doing sort of in this COVID-19 situation, and really use it as an opportunity to kind of learn and reflect about emotions and about the emotion of fear and anxiety. And so illnesses and diseases, they can be scary. They frighten us because they're unknown and unpredictable. And also, the COVID-19 outbreak has received like extensive media coverage, and it's constantly sort of reminding us of that uncertainty and that unpredictability. And in some ways, there are some positive things about making sure that we're informed, but have to be careful because a lot of this can induce a lot of anxiety and fear in people, and it's good to check in and reflect and be critical on that. And so fear is a normal human basic emotion. It's one of the primary emotions, like from tiny newborn infants we experience this emotion of fear. And sort of as we develop and later, emotions start to become shared, and emotions are a shared social experience. This is true with fear, and it's true with all of our emotions. Our emotions are connected to like a human system. And if we take notice of this from past experiences, you should recognize that in times where we're around people who are excited, we end up getting a little more amped up and a little bit more excited. If we're around people who are maybe feeling sad or lonely, we start to feel down. And as social beings, our emotions are influenced and connected. And so when it comes to the news, while the news might not tell us what to think, it certainly has control over what we think about and maybe how important we think things are. And so it's important for us to challenge the negative thoughts induced by the news and to remain cautious in the situation, but not to get overwhelmed by, say, frightening headlines.
We interrupt this program to tell you some terrible news. Something terrible is happening somewhere. This has been a terrible news update.
And so just to sort of to think critically, I have just been kind of going around, and I looked at some different headlines related to coronavirus. And here's some that we could probably be critical about and maybe think, this is maybe not inducing the right social emotion in people. Killer virus. Hundreds more dead. No end in sight. Even the young and healthy aren't safe. Now, these types of headlines, they probably generate more views or more clicks or whatever for these media outlets, but it's really can be a dangerous thing to constantly be bombarded by things like that. And so I think it's important that we recognize some of the hopeful outcomes in this situation, and that we really know that, just like Dr. Bonnie Henry says, like approximately 85% of the people who get this illness, it's going to be mild. They get better at home. Now, that doesn't mean that this virus isn't something to be cautious about. It certainly is. But we have to avoid being overcome by anxiety and fear. So what I want to do is a little bit of a review of how fear affects our brain and body. And that's important because my students here at Cusp Elementary, we've learned a lot about emotions over the years, and it's important to recognize that fear helps us react to danger. If we sense a potential danger, our body releases hormones And these hormones, they slow down the functions that are not needed for immediate survival. One of those that we can really start to recognize in the sensations is our digestive system. And it speeds up and sharpens the functions like that help us survive, like our eyesight and our heart rate, and the blood flow to our muscles. That's often why we get red when we're afraid. And that's important, like if we need to run away from danger or things like that. And so, an important, like that part of our brain, the thinking part of our brain is sort of that cerebral cortex, the outside part, importantly, the front part of our brain there. It kind of shuts down because the flow of hormones go to the brain and they go to that area, that alarm bell, the amygdala. And the amygdala is good at keeping us alive, but it is not good at making decisions and sort of, keeping us as, making sound, long-term decisions. So it's good for the short term, but over the long term and over a social atmosphere of fear, it can be physically and mentally harmful. It causes us not to think right, and it wears down our immune system and our digestive system, and that's not really a good thing. And sort of as something that I thought would be kind of fun, we have a guest today on the phone. They told me he's an expert on fear. What's his name? Mr. Clownface? That's strange. Hi, Mr. Clownface, are you there?
It's hi there, Mr. G. It's Mr. Clownface here.
So let's talk about how fear can induce short-term thinking and be harmful, maybe long-term, for people in society.
I don't know why people always think clowns are scary. Don't you want to spend some time with a clown, Mr. G?
Are you sure you're an expert on fear? I mean, we're trying to talk about things like the amygdala and adrenaline and really teach kids something here.
Oh, I like kids. Tell them I can juggle. They can throw a pie in my face. I can be at their birthday party.
Okay, Mr. Clownface, while you're terrifying me here, I really don't know and think that you're an expert on fear at all. I really have to let you go now. Whew, yikes. Well, that was a complete waste of time and terrifying. Oh. Whew. All right, everyone out there, feel free to check out my blog. If you're interested, please don't hesitate to go there and schedule a session with me, whether it's for learning support or whether it's for counseling. And take care. Keep safe, everyone.